Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. Coming up tonight, the boys basketball postseason rolls on with great action all across the state.
Game's on now.
In the Coach's Corner, meet the man who once again led Guerin Catholic to a regional championship. Plus, we go on campus to catch up with a former Cloverdale High School basketball star.
When they're going in like that, it would be selfish not to take some. So, my teammates got me open.
We're soaring into an all-new Zone Extra right now.
Hi, everybody. Good evening to you, and welcome to the Zone Extra. I'm Anthony Calhoun. What a great week of high school sports action with regional titles claimed in boys basketball. In the Coach's Corner for the second time in 3 years, his Golden Eagles are regional champs. And Guerin Catholic basketball head coach Bobby Allen is here in studio for a conversation. Plus, we go on campus to check in at Indiana State with former Cloverdale basketball star Cooper Neese after he put together a record-setting performance this month. And Greg Rakeshall of the ISC Sports Network joins us tonight to break down what we can expect from boys basketball semi-states coming up this weekend. Now let's take a look back at this past week in high school sports. Saturday was regional championship day, folks, and across the state at Southport, #1 and unbeaten Ben Davis taking on defending state champion Cathedral. First quarter, Cathedral with it, and they had it going well here. Xavier Booker, backdoor, easy jam for him. Irish led by 3 at halftime. Third quarter we go. Ben Davis puts on the press and forces a Cathedral mistake. Mark Zachary steals and puts it in there. Giants up 2. Fourth quarter, Giants hanging on to lead up by 3. Let's double that, says Mark Zachary there. Huge shot there for Ben Davis. The Giants get it done. 63-53 is the final. They're on to semi-state. Also at Southport, it was Brownsburg facing New Pal in second quarter. Brownsburg up by 9. El Haj Diallo adds to the lead with the triple there. This capped off a 9-0 run by the Bulldogs. Late in the quarter, we got Bulldogs keeping they're showing up the range. You got Kenan Catchins. Yeah, no problem there. Bulldogs led by 16 at halftime. Third quarter, we go more from the future Purdue basketball player. Catchings gets the pass and knocks down another 3 there. Dogs win this one big, 66-39. They're moving on. All right, at Logansport, we saw as Noblesville taking on Fort Wayne. And then, late in the first, Aaron Fine kicks it out here to Hunter Walston, who buries the 3. Miller's up a point after a quarter. Second quarter, Fort Wayne's. You got Jevin Lewis pulls up from deep and knocks down the 3 there. General's back in front. Miller's up, not backing down though. Luke Almodovar, big 3 there. He had 20 points on the day. But not quite enough. They come up short here. They lose 62-60 was the final in that one there. Also at Logansport was a battle between Kokomo and Fort Wayne Northside, and Kokomo got off to a fast start here. Flory Badonga here gets the pass and shows off his dunking skills. Wildcats score the first 7 points of the game. Later in the quarter, we got more here from Badunga here. No problem. That was nice. He had 18 points, 10 rebounds. Kokomo gets it done. They capture the regional championship. They advance here in the state tournament here in Indiana. Okay, meanwhile, in gymnastics, the season came to a close last Saturday in Muncie with the state finals at Worthern Arena. Congrats to top-ranked Valparaiso. The Vikings edged out Homestead for the title. It's a second it's a state record 14th gymnastics championship for Valpo. Rounding out the top 5 teams were Crown Point, Columbus North, and Lake Central. Congratulations to all the athletes on such a great year this season. All right, time now for a break. We have much more coming your way here tonight on the Zone Extra. Glad you're hanging out with us. Up next is the Coach's Corner. His Golden Eagles are regional champs in Class 3A. Guerin Catholic head coach, Bobby Allen is here. We're going to talk to him coming up. And still ahead, we will reveal the Zone Extra Play of the Week. Come on back. More to come.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. The Coach's Corner, presented by Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender.
All right, folks, we're back here on the Zone Extra. Time now for our Coach's Corner. Last weekend, for the second time in 3 years, his Golden Eagles won a regional championship. Please welcome to the show tonight, Guerin Catholic boys basketball head basketball coach Bobby Allen. Great to see you, man.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to join us here on the Zone Extra. And we know about Guerin Catholic over the years when it talks about basketball, a rich tradition. You guys seem to find a way to get it done in the postseason. First things first, we dive into your team. Congratulations getting the regional title here. How did you get it done?
I mean, I think all the credit goes to our guys and to the leadership that we've had from our players this year. And I think we finally got a taste of it 2 years ago. It was the first time I've won a sectional, first time I've been in this position. But it's all the kids. The kids, we went through a lot this year as far as ups and downs, had a couple big wins, and then it turned into a situation where our guys wanted to continue the season, and they did what needed to be done for us to keep going.
Got the win against Danville last week. Take us through that moment. We're looking at some highlights here and what you guys have been able to do. Why were you successful against them? And I know you talked about it was all about the kids, but I'm sure there was a moment in that third quarter where you really made a run to get it done.
We felt like we had a couple opportunities in the first half to stretch the lead out, but our defense let us down a little bit. We didn't make plays at the right time. But then we talked about it at halftime. In the third quarter, we knew we'd have another opportunity to stretch out the lead, and we slowly did that. And once we got it up to 10, there was a little more confidence that some of our guards, felt and used to get us through, and they stretched that lead out to 16 to a point where we didn't give anything up then.
Yeah, and you guys, you can see really getting it done there on the court. So as you look at your team right now, you're getting ready to get ready for semi-state, and we know the format has changed this year with semi-state as far as, the double games you got to play here as you get ready to go to state.
Right.
That being said, though, how do you feel about the team right now and the confidence moving forward here?
If you walked into the gym right now, our guys, they're loose. They're excited about the weekend, but they're also very focused on the task at hand. Obviously, Beech Grove's a great team. That's who we play at noon there, and we're fully focused on them. And then we feel like if we take care of business in that early game, then we'll worry about what's coming after that. Yeah,
you talked about Beech Grove. We know this is a team, of course, defending 3A state champion, what they were able to do. As you get ready for this matchup here, you look at the schedule there on the screen right there. When you look at this matchup, what is the key against this team here? And also managing the time here with your guys. I mean, I know you don't want to look ahead to the evening, but, it's like the old days.
Right.
Here you go. Got 2 games to go there for semi-state.
Right. I think the key for us is to control the tempo. We want to play at our pace.
Yeah.
We know that Beech Grove wants to get up and down, and they're a great team shooting the ball from the perimeter. But with our guards, Kamea Chandler, Rob Sorensen, and Jack Cherry, they do a great job of handling pressure and making the right play at the right time. And we feel like if they can step up and do what they've been doing the past couple of weeks, that we'll have an opportunity to win the game in the end. And then, like you said, we'll take care of business after that. But, one game at a time, right?
That's right. You say it all the time, but it literally is one game at a time. 5th season at Guerin Catholic. What has been so special getting a chance to, one, be at that school, but also coach these young men?
The school is incredible. The administration and the support of the community is absolutely unbelievable. And I'll tell you what, the best part of this past weekend, after we won the game and the final buzzer went off, I just kind of stepped back and I watched our boys enjoy it. I watched their parents come down on the floor. I watched some of our youth players on the floor. And it was just really, really special to watch the celebration of what they have earned from this long 4-month stretch.
Yeah, and when you're around your team, what is the message you share with these guys? Because it's one thing to win a sectional, but to win a regional as well and know that you're so close to playing at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. I mean, what is it?
Yeah, I think we talk to them about how every possession matters. We can't take one play off. And then, one of our coaches at the end of a practice, he talks about how it always takes all you've got and then some. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the extra effort that they can make in order to make winning plays to get us through.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, listen, all the best to you. I know Saturday's going to be a tough day for you guys for just trying to get 2 games in, but you know what, at the end of the day, you know what's on the line. You win those 2 games, you're playing for a state championship.
Yeah, we're going to give it our best effort. We can't wait till Saturday.
All right, Coach. Great seeing you as always.
Thank you very
much.
much.
All the best to you guys, right?
Appreciate it.
All right, good luck to Guerin Catholic. We're going to take a timeout. Sunday ahead here tonight on the Zone Extra. More basketball talk is on the way. Up next, there he is, Greg Rakestraw. He joins us to break down this weekend semi-state basketball matchups Can't wait to hear from my man. Plus, we go on campus tonight at Indiana State with former Cloverdale basketball star Cooper Reese. That's on the way.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
All right, we're back here on the Zone Extra. Anthony Calhoun alongside here as we get ready for this weekend's semi-state action. Who else better to bring in and talk about this? The one and only Greg Rastraw of the ISC Sports Network. Great to see you, my man.
See you, buddy.
All right, so we just had Coach on. I know he's fired up for semi-state. When I think of these double games on Saturday, I go way back to Evansville Bossy days where, hey, this is what it was all about. That double on Saturday, if you can win that, then you have a legit chance to win a state championship, right?
It's fitting. When I'm saying I'm going to Newcastle, the equivalent to you would be Robert Stadium.
That's right.
Walking in at ground level, going all the way down to the floor.
Get
as good as your seats as you could, because I grew up going to that semi-state as well. I had second row seats at Roberts in 1989 to watch Floyd Central. So we can have Southern Indiana conversation if you want to. But yes, this is what the regional round was before, where you've got to win twice. And the idea behind the change, Anthony, was let's get 32 communities talking about this semi-state round instead of 16. And let's also give the teams, after having to win 3 games in the sectional in 4 days, let's give them 1 game in the regional, give them a little more time to get rested up for the semi-state. And kind of the unforeseen positive out of it, we're using now 8 of these wonderful facilities across the state. So Seymour, Newcastle, Lafayette, Jeff, Michigan City, etc. So many great places to watch basketball on Saturday.
Here's a look at the Newcastle schedule coming up. Before we get to that real quick, I want to ask you about the girls, because the girls went through this. And what was the reaction? What was the outcome? What are you hearing? What's the buzz, if you will, about doing the double there in the semi-state?
Again, these teams were doing that already. And because of the weather conditions we had on sectional championship Friday night across the state, some of these teams have already played twice in 1 day. Some of the Northern Indiana sectionals elected to play their semifinals on Saturday morning and the championship on Saturday night. And so some of these teams have practice at this. Frankly, most coaches are going to play in a tournament at some point in time during the regular season to prepare for this, to have a morning game and an evening game to be ready. From a fan standpoint, very positive, the feedback so far.
I love it. Okay, so we talked about just far as the matchups coming up here on Saturday. I want to get your take here. Let's dive in and look at some of these matchups. We saw what's going to take place at Newcastle on Saturday. Man, I have to work on Saturday, but my goodness, I will be watching. I wish I can attend this because, boy, do we have some big hitters there, right?
Well, as per usual, AC, I will try to paint the word pictures in a way that you will seem like you are there if you're watching.
Okay.
These are the games I will have for the IHSA Champions Network coming up on Saturday. Obviously, locally, Brownsburg and Ben Davis will be the heavy favorites to rematch from a game that Ben Davis won by 24 back in mid-December. But Jennings County will literally bring all of Jennings County with them, upstate Rutherford to Newcastle. They're a mad bomber sort of team, AC. They make 9.5 threes a game. They take 25 in a 32-minute game. So if the shots are falling, they've got a chance. And Bloomington North, while Ben Davis at 30-0 is a heavy favorite, don't forget the Cougars were in this round last year and led Cathedral in the final minute. And they've got J.Q. Roberts, it's going to be an Indiana All-Star, going to play at Vanderbilt. Bloomington North will not be easy for Ben Davis, but still, I put the 2 Marion County or local teams in Brownsburg and Ben Davis as the favorites.
That should be one heck of a final that happens there for the semi-state finals. All right, meanwhile, we talk about the big schools. We saw them right there on the screen. What about the smaller schools? Which region, if you will, are you keeping your eye on?
Well, let's see the small schools coming to Indianapolis, because Southport is going to be the host for the 2A South semi-state. And again, they may be smaller communities, but you've got some large-scale talent. So Jack Benner plays for Brownstown Central. His dad, David, is the head coach. Jack is able to play at Purdue in 2 years. He is a junior. Then you've got Joey Hart at Linton Stockton, again, a likely Indiana All-Star. He is going to play at the University of Central Florida. I want to make sure I give a shout-out to head coach Jim Stambro of Cecina. Long-time Lawrence Orth assistant. Finally gets this chance to be a varsity head coach, and they're in the semi-state for the second time in school history. Again, kind of like Ben Davis and Brownsburg, Brownstown and Linton Stockton the heavy favorites, but it will not be easy getting out of the morning session.
All right, you talk about coaches. Coach Zick, obviously at Pike, it's tough to see him walk away, but man, he did so much for that program, right?
Well, first of all, I have covered Bill Zick in part of 4 different decades. That kind of ages both of us. Dating back to my college days at UND when I would call his games as the head coach at Center Grove. Bill is an absolute quality human being, as you know. He walks away, I believe, in the top 40 in terms of career coaches and career wins. Been doing this for a long time. I wish Bill the best of luck, and again, for as good of a head coach as he has been, led Pike to the 2012 state runner-up, kind of his farthest trip in the tournament. As you know, he is an even better person. He is basketball coach, and one of which, Bill, best of luck in retirement.
What he's done off the court, just as powerful what he's done on the court as well. And he will be missed, but I'm sure he's got some good plans, of course, continue to give back to these young people as
and time with the grandkids, I think, is coming up for Bill as well.
I know he's right about that. Okay, good seeing you as always, man. Good luck with the call this week. And wow, I tell you what, if we see Brownsburg against Brownsburg against Ben Davis, that would be interesting. That would be interesting.
Again, it was a 24-point game in mid-December. I would imagine it's closer this time around.
Because a lot more on the line. Good seeing you as always, man.
Thank you.
We're taking a break. Still to come here more on the Zone Extra tonight, including our on-campus feature. Plus, it's the latest installment of Ask the Commissioner. Yeah, we're connecting with Paul Neidig of the IHSAA. That's coming up after this.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
All right, welcome back to the Zone Extra. Anthony Calhoun here with you tonight. Now it's time to go on campus where we catch up with a former Central Indiana High School athlete as they compete at the collegiate level. This week, we head down to Indiana State. Earlier this month, former Cloverdale basketball star Cooper Neese put on a show at the Missouri Valley Tournament for Indiana State. In the quarterfinals, Neese hit 9 3-pointers to set a tournament record and tied a Sycamores team record. In the second half alone, he was a perfect 8 of 8 from behind the arc as Indiana State knocked off Belmont. Neese says although he was knocking down the shots, it was a team effort to get him open.
I knew I had to kind of switch a little bit up, get my movement, whether it was cutting or moving with the ball, without the ball, just to kind of free myself up for, for some shots when they're going in like that. It would be selfish not to take some. So, my teammates got me open, communicated with me extremely well and got me in the right position to take those shots. So it's all kudos to them. It's them getting me to my favorite spots.
All right, man, what a job done. Well done by him down there in, Terre Haute, Indiana State. Okay, now it's time for Ask the Commissioner. Each week we take one of your questions in to IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig and bring you his answer. Here is this week's question, folks. What is your strategy when filling out a college basketball bracket? How well do you usually do with your picks?
Well, I tell you, my picks are typically, I don't do a lot of research in the college scene while I watch a lot of games and keep track of a lot of teams, but I just simply go with what my gut tells me to do. And that's kind of been some years I've done well, and other years not so well. That gut doesn't let you anticipate those upsets that we always see in March Madness. And so, again, I don't spend a lot of time. It's about a 5-minute bracket fill for me, and then we're going to see how it goes.
Come on, Commissioner. Always great to hear from the Commissioner right here on the Zone Extra. By the way, you can submit your questions to the Commissioner. There's information on the screen. Who knows? Your question may be asked right here on the Zone Extra. All right, time now to take a look at our play of the week, folks. Each week we feature one of the top plays from Central Indiana when it comes to sports here. Plus, we want you to get involved. We'll tell you how your video can be featured on a future show. But first, here's this week's top play. 1A Regional Lutheran tied with number 1 Bloomfield. Cameron Patterson cuts to the hoop and gets the basket and the foul with 3 seconds to go. Take another look at it again. My goodness, if the Saints win a thriller and advance to semi-state, this weekend against Lagodi. What a play there for Lutheran. How about that? All right, don't forget you can submit your plays right there on the screen. That's a look at the information. Who knows, you may have the play of the week here on the Zone Extra. All right, folks, well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Zone Extra. Hey, folks, thank you so much for watching, and good luck to all the teams as they get ready to battle in semi-state. They're just 2 wins away from playing for a state title right there at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you back here next week for the Zone Extra right here on Wish TV.